Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just 70 days away from its official release by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really intriguing about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to be a revelation film answering many of the burning questions from The Force Awakens that will be unveiled, of course, at the very end of Episode 9 and other parts of the movie as well. That's going to reshape the entire sequel trilogy and the entire Skywalker saga itself. Now, we do know that J.J. Abrams worked very close with George Lucas and that a lot of Legends material is making its way into Star Wars Episode 9 to make it a very unique and original story for fans around the world. Now, on top of all of this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that a description of a sequence where it said that Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren are traveling to a place called the Dark Spire, where it said that they are in search of a place called the Shrines of the Sith. It's described that one of the sequences is said to involve the Forger guiding Kylo Ren down underneath the castle-like structure that is said to hold many ancient dark side secrets that Kylo Ren comes across. It's described that one of the scenes is said to involve a moment in which Kylo Ren is said to come across a large statue of Palpatine that was constructed by the Sith loyalists that made their way to the Shrines of the Sith decades ago to honor Palpatine. After his supposed death, it's said that the statue of Palpatine is described to have ancient Sith writing on the stone, where the stone structure of Sidious is said to translate to Kasinga Sheev Palpatine. It's described that Kasinga was the name of Palpatine's father, and according to the statue, Palpatine adopted the first name of his father and named it after himself, of course sometime after the events of Episode 6, when he either survived the fall or came back to life somehow. It's described that Palpatine's new identity was established by the Sith loyalists, and that Palpatine uses Kasinga as his first name, as a nod to Star Wars Legends by Disney and Lucasfilm. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, the thing about this that's so great is that it is a nice little nod and or an Easter egg to Star Wars Legends. The only thing that I think is going to be a bit controversial about this is that it changes Palpatine's name in a different way, shifting his first name Sheev to becoming a middle name, where Kasinga is actually going to be his first name, spelt Kosinga. Now, Kasinga Palpatine, in case you guys did not know, is a very well-known character in Star Wars Legends. It's Palpatine's father, and Palpatine's father did not really like Palpatine at all. And you can really tell that they're trying to pick up elements from the EU in order to tell a very complex story, by Disney and Lucasfilm to the Star Wars fans. Now, let's go over these Sith loyalists. Now, we're not quite sure exactly who they are, but Palpatine does have some of them on board of his new Star Destroyer in, of course, The Rise of Skywalker on his new Sith Empire fleet. Now, the Sith loyalists are said to be the ones responsible for actually constructing the statue of Kasinga Sheev Palpatine well after the events of Palpatine's supposed death, quote-unquote, where they thought he was dead, and they did this as a way to honor him. Now, it's unclear if Palpatine's identity was changed because of the Sith loyalists, or if Palpatine decided to somehow reach out to the Sith loyalists to reach out and tell them exactly how to build the structure. That's a big question, right? Now, we saw one of the Palpatine statues at the very end of Return of the Jedi. If you look very closely on Coruscant, you do see it collapsing. And then, of course, well after the events of Return of the Jedi, now a brand new Palpatine statue is said to be discovered within the Shrines of the Sith location by Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren. So, not only is this very, ambitious of JJ to borrow elements from the EU and to really just use this as a way to bring fans back to, of course, the 1990s and the early 2000s, where a lot of elements like this were already established that's now being reworked into the current Disney canon. Now, do I agree with Palpatine's name kind of having like a slight change here and there? I'm kind of half and half on that, I will admit, but all that matters to me at this point right now is how Palpatine is going to act in the film, how he's going to look visually on the big screen, and how his interactions are going to be, with both Rey and Kylo Ren, and how that's actually going to progress from start to finish of this movie. And the last thing I just want to go over here is that we do know that Episode 9 is going to be a movie that's going to change how we view Palpatine from the past 8 Star Wars movies. So that's another big thing that's going to change, how we view certain characters and certain story elements. That's going to have a big impact, not just on, of course, the prequels, but also the originals as well. And that speaks a lot. That tells us a lot by JJ. It tells us that they're trying to really make this the true culmination of the Skywalker saga that's going to change everything. So, anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.